Hey, favorite podcaster. He's back. He has a boy with him. So I gotta tell you guys about something that's been on my mind. I got the wrong fucking chair. Alright. Tell you something that's been on my mind for a little bit. And this might be kind of outdated. It's gonna tell my age a little bit. But we need to talk about Flocka Flame. See, a lot of people don't understand the history lesson that should be learned from Flocka Flame. So I want you, when you get a chance, maybe pause this video, take a couple seconds to listen to the Flocka Flame catalog. And just listen to the first album. You don't even need to get to the second and third. There's no point even listening to those. Listen to the first album. And what you're going to find is that the lyrics of this shit is horrendous. The beat slaps. This is true. The beat does slap. But it gets a little bit old after a while. It's like hype music. But let me tell you something about Flocka Flame. Flocka Flame somehow found himself into mainstream music and became the hottest thing for like 6 months. And to understand how Flocka Flame, this terrible lyricist, terrible name, beats are just as bad. Like most beats today kill all Flocka Flame beat. Now don't get me wrong, they slap. But there's no way in hell you're listening to Flocka Flame in 2022 or 2023 when we get there. So to understand how Flocka came to be, we need to revisit the crack epidemic. Ronald Reagan passed some laws, made crack extremely not just drugs, period, extremely illegal. And see, that actually has the opposite effect on not suburban, but on urban areas, because there are people who will still pay that price the same way that people will still pay, actually in all areas of life. If you make something extremely restricted, it doesn't stop the consumption. It just increases the price to get the consumption to the person. Because at the end of the day, what people like is much more valuable to them than fucking currency. So if you can get enough currency, somebody's willing to pay it if they can get that thing. And then there's people out there who are desperate enough who need that particular money that they will do said job to be able to do that, either through force or fear or simply out of just the necessity of wealth. Most of the time it's necessity of just money. So this crack epidemic produced a lot of people who started cooking. And so a lot of drug dealers, in order to get out of cooking and slinging that fire white, they started rapping. Because they have all this money. They put their money in the studios and they started making shit. And these niggas are living reckless, wild ass lives. Like Gucci, like, and this is what I'm saying. There's a history that got Flocka to where he is. So then we saw the rise of the Trap King. And these Trap Kings became rapping ass niggas. And they were talking about real shit, because if you're cooking crack, nigga, that's a pretty real ass life. Not like most rappers today, like all you can rap about is money, bitches. But these niggas are rapping about murking niggas. Take out the op, like Gucci Man. I don't know if people know the story of Gucci Man. Gucci Man, I think he dropped 3 bodies in his house because some niggas tried to rob him. That's gangster. He didn't go seeking it. The niggas came after him. He put him down in his own crib. I think Soulja Boy has a very similar story. But anyway, people, I'm just imagining people who, and then there was a huge rise in codeine. People are unaware about the codeine epidemic, but in the South, niggas drink a lot of codeine, drink a lot of syrup, is what they call it. Like I was driving the other day, I had a bottle of kombucha, I'm drinking it, nigga pulled up on me and said, "Hey bro, you got that on you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm thinking this nigga about to shoot me. He's like, "Dog, you got that bottle on you, I saw it." I was like, "Yeah, it's kombucha." He's like, "Oh nigga, man, I thought it was that purple stuff, man. I was about to cash you out." And I'm looking at this. This is all occurring within a stoplight. And I'm just looking like, well, niggas really love syrup out here. So apparently you get these niggas who are cooking crack, rich, drink a lot of syrup, and gotta kill niggas and shoot people because there's a lot of bad shit niggas try to rob them. So that leads to very aggressive, hard ass music. It's just dope. And it was a new sound because nobody had heard of this. So Gucci Mane pops off. And Gucci Mane is the greatest thing upon the planet. And Gucci Mane brought a bunch of niggas with them, which was one, Waka Flocka, OJ the Juice Man. Who else, man? there's a bunch of terrible rappers that Gucci Mane brought up, and Waka Flocka happened to stand out because he was big, tall. His name was Waka Flocka. And for some reason, he was like a hype man. He was like the Flavor Flav of fucking Gucci. And so, Waka Flocka dropped the album, Flocka, which is one of the funniest names of all time. That's why I love Waka Flocka, because he really knows he's a clown. He already said in an interview, this is one of the realest funny shit, he said, bro, I knew I was whack. I knew this money was going to last forever. So I made good investments. I'm like, this nigga's hilarious. Because he's a trap nigga, but he's funny. And he understands the joke of the thing. Like, I think a lot of these other niggas, they feed into it, but he's just like, I'm about to get these easy checks for as long as I can ride this Waka Flocka thing out. I'm going on tour. I'll go to Britain. Where the fuck I need to go, I'm getting the check. All this money getting invested. Because I know for a fact I ain't going to be hot by next year. And that's why Waka Flocka is my favorite, like, one of my favorite characters of rap. Because he wasn't a great skill set. He understood what the game was. Play your role. He understand. I'm a hype nigga. I'm not the rap nigga. I got a really good engineer who makes shit that sounds fire. I'm good at just yelling out ad-libs. Oh, let's do it. I got a whole lot of money. That shit's so funny. And he just lets other niggas go off his tracks. But yeah, man, that is my thing about Waka Flocka. But here's the thing. There was no streaming yet. So like Spotify, like how you get music, your YouTube, your stream, none of that shit exists yet. So if you actually have to know artists, go online, see if you could torrent the files and download it and then burn a CD. And I think we had iPhones, not iPhones, we had iPods. And if you had like a 300 gigabyte iPod, you were the nigga. I found me one for the low. It was like 200 gigs. But yeah, you could put a hell lot of music on your shit and you were that nigga then. Because all we had was CDs. There was no internet shit rolling around here. So niggas listen to what's on the radio. And people are blasting Waka Flocka on the radio because this shit's like club hits. So Waka Flocka blew up because there was no competition back there besides the radio. And everybody likes his hype song they play in the clubs. Flocka became like an overnight sensation. People don't understand how crazy the Waka Flocka run was. Like, that's one of the things in history that I greatly appreciate from the culture. See, like, here's the thing that you miss out when you're a super driven person. Like, now I'm an old person. I don't care to go look up who's the hottest rapper now. It means nothing to me. But during that time period, in the Zilter guys, I guess it was when you're in the known, and you know the things that are going on, like, through the culture, to hear white kids bumming Waka Flocka is hilarious. Like, it was a common sight upon my old stomping grounds as a young lad. I had a white homie. This motherfucker he put me on Gucci. He put me on all these trap rappers. I'm like, what am I listening to? And that's all that nigga would bump all day. Now his life turned out fucked up. Because I imagine that's what happened to you in the suburbs when you actually have the money to go buy lean and shit and get drugs. Yeah, you're going to be fucked up off pills. Nigga, it's very easy to get that in the suburbs. But yeah, man, Waka Flocka was the nigga. People don't understand. They can't appreciate the run that this man went on, being so untalented, but just understanding the hustle and understanding your leverage, knowing your role in life. If you can understand your role and your leverage in life, it moves so smoothly. Like, oh my God, it's the best. It's the fucking best. But anyway, yeah, man, I hope you guys appreciate this little story about Waka Flocka and the history lesson. Learn your history, people.